Yeah, so I've been a trader most of my long life, also before anybody thought about Bitcoin. So trading different assets and trading in spite of different assets tends to be the same because it's the same sort of psychological mechanisms underlying traders. And I think probably a few people were a little bit disappointed at the immediate reactions to the ETF approvals. But I think that's something we know from trading. You buy and buy and buy the rumor and then you sell the fact, right? People position themselves in front of an anticipated event, and basically when it happens, they take profits and you see a counter reaction, right? So I would say that's pretty normal for an asset to react in that way to a big piece of news, right? If you look at it from a pure trading point of view, and I've been trading mostly traditional foreign exchange in the last 35 years, euros against dollars and yen, etc. And I think that tokens and coins are very similar to foreign exchange trading, which is obviously the biggest trading market in the world with multiple trillions of turnover every day. So looking at bull markets in general, there are some quite clear definitions of what is a bull market. Well, a bull market is new high highs and new high lows, and obviously we're not at that point yet to sort of say here's a full-blown bull market. Right now, you would expect the market to stabilize, go up, and try out the old highs, and probably the first assumption would be a rejection, right? Because that's what you got to go with if you're a trader. That being said, of course, I agree with the former speakers that it's not just about Bitcoin. It's about this whole industry maturing. I think the quality of builds and the quality of people you meet at the conferences are very different today to when I started going to them a long time ago. I think I started out with my first Bitcoin in 2012, and the first conferences back then were very different to what you see today, right? Maybe a little more inspiring in many ways, with a lot of anarchism and dreams of freedom, and now it's sort of maturing into a real industry, which is also recognizing that there's a world around that will want to impose itself in many ways. So I'm quite bullish on the blockchain space as a whole. We're still well below old highs, and particularly in the old coins, we're way below old highs. So I think you still got to assume that the jury's out on whether we're seeing a serious bull market here or not. But there are positive signs of the whole industry maturing, and of course the ability for institutions to now get into this in a way that they're comfortable with, compliance-wise, with serious people offering access, could change the game. But it would probably have been better to get the first big US ETF back in 2021, when I felt with hedge funds there was a real fear of not being on board. I think that's a little less urgent now, but I do think there's an argument for general diversification, which means just as you increasingly stick a percent here and there in other asset classes, I think more and more hedge funds will see their way to also get a little bit of diversification into the crypto space.